Hello everyone, my name is David, and I'd like to do a video on That's Pretty Clever. I'd like to do a strategy video, particularly a strategy video on how to get 300 points when you play solo. It's very difficult to get 300 when you play with other people, but with solo it's not that difficult. However, I've seen lots of comments online where people are having a lot of difficulty getting to 300, where they've played hundreds of games even and have not gotten to 300 yet. Right now I get at 300 about 25% of the time. On my phone, I recently had to reset my account where it keeps stats. Previously, I had played well over 100, maybe 200 games. But now I've only got about 60 games stored, and my top 10 are all over 100 or 300. I believe about 25% of the time I'll say I get 300. And in preparing for this video, I got 300 quite a few times. So first, I'd like to go over strategy. So the main strategy that I'm going to show in this video is this pattern that you want to X out. You want to get all the blues. You want to get this pattern in the yellow, which gets you two vertical columns that add up to 30, and it gets you the top horizontal, which gives you a free blue, and then the bottom, which gives you a fox, plus the diagonal, which gives you +1. You want to take the green all the way up to 45, the orange all the way up to this +1, and then the purple all the way up to the fox. This gets you 4 foxes and gets you a very good score. So what that looks like is you'll score 30 in the yellow, you'll score the full 56 in the blue, you'll score 45 in the green, we'll say 30 for the orange, and 30 for the purple. With 4 foxes, that gets you 311 points. So you don't need 30 in the orange and the purple, but that's usually what I shoot for. The way to get that is not that difficult. In the purple, you're going to be getting 2 free purple 6s, a purple 6 here and a purple 6 here. So you need to place roughly 2 purple 6s yourself, and that'll get you 4 6s for a score of 24. And then all you need is 1, 2, and 3, which add up to 6, and that's 30 points. If you can't place 2 6s yourself, you place a 5, and then instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, you get a 2, a 3, and a 4. You can get 30 that way. And again, if you score 29 in purple, you still score over 300. For orange, it's a little bit easier because you don't have the restriction of always having to place a higher die. As long as on the doubler you get, let's say, a 5, so you get 10 points. Then for the other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares, you need to get 20 points. So you need to average 4 points in each one of those squares. Obviously, if you put a 5 or 6 down, that lets you put a 3 or a 2 down elsewhere. And if you can put a 6 on the doubler to get 12, then you can afford putting 1s or 2s in the oranges. So this method is not that difficult. You have to focus on the blue very hard and on the green very hard at the beginning, ignoring orange and purple, and then you take the yellow and the orange and purple as you get it. And I've been very successful with this method to do it. The other really good thing about this method is I use it when I play 4-player games or 3-player games as well, is that you have these 2 extra X's that are beyond this fox. So in other words, if you don't place these X's, well, if you don't place this X, oops, sorry. If you don't place this X here, then you have to place the X here because you're not getting a free purple. But then if you don't place this X here, you basically, I did it again. You basically have a free X that you can put anywhere. And this is very useful in a 4-player game because you can still get 4 foxes, but every once in a while you'll be forced to take like a yellow 1 that you don't want to, or a yellow 2 that you don't want to, or you'll take a gamble and you won't be able to place your 3rd dice. And that happens a lot in a 4-player game, especially when you're getting leftover dice that people throw away that are garbage. So if you have to put a 1 or a 2 here out of pattern, it's not the end of the world. You still get 4 foxes, you still get a really high score. So I really like this strategy. The other pattern that you can use is this pattern. This again will get you 30 points here. It gets you all these 56. You only get 28 here. The orange you take further, and because that includes another doubler for the orange, you can score pretty well in the orange. And then the purple is the same, take it the same distance. So in that method, you'll still get 30 for yellow, 56 for blue. Green will be closer to, it'll be 28 because you only take it up to the first fox. Orange has to be somewhere around 45, And then if purple, where you can see right now I've got 300 with purple at 29, but usually you want to shoot for 30 with purple and you get 301. If you get a little bit higher than 45, obviously you have a little more wiggle room on the purple. Since green is your lowest, when you reduce in purple, you don't actually reduce by 5 points, you reduce by 1 until you get 28. So here's a screenshot of me achieving 300 in this method. You can see that I got well over 45 in my orange. I was able to put a 6 on the doubler, so that really helped. And then only 28 on the green, and then I did very, very well in the purple, but I could have gotten 30 in the purple, and I still would have gotten 305. I think that would have been. So the reason why I don't like that method as much, some of the reasons why it's a little bit easier is that you need to get these 2 yellow, these 4 yellow instead of these 4 yellow, and these 4 yellow are 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, this is 1, 2, 4, 5. So when they throw you junk, especially in a 4-player game, this is easier because you get a lot of 1s and 2s that you can't use. Well, here you can use both yellow 1s and both yellow 2s. Well, in this method, you can only use 1 of each. So here that makes it a little bit easier. But you don't get this top row, which means you don't get a free blue. So that makes getting all the blue that much harder because you don't get a free blue. And also you don't get this free purple 6, which makes getting the purple, getting 30 points in purple, that much harder. You can ignore green for the most part because you get an extra free green. You have to push orange pretty hard, but you get an extra free orange. But this 4 could actually hurt you if it lands on a doubler, where you really want to get a 5 or 6 on the doubler. If you put a 4 on a doubler, you really have to time getting this 4 right so it doesn't land on a doubler. The third way that you can get it, I'll just show you the screenshot, is this way, right here. Prior to achieving this morning, I would have said this was impossible. It was only mathematically possible. But I did it. I crushed it in the orange with 34 points. That really helped. Although it wasn't necessary, I could have gotten 30 and I would have still had 108. I did very well in the purple. There's not a single 1 down here. There is quite a few 2s. I think there's about 2 2s. But this is very, very difficult. You have to push the purple all the way to the end, and you have to do this early in the game. You have to get all the purples. By like the end of the 4th round, you need to be over here in the purples. You still need to get all the blues. You get the free blue here, here, and here, so you still get all the free blues. But on your 4th turn, when you get a free X or a free 6, you really want to take it in the purple. And in fact, I put a 5 here, knowing I was going to get that free X, that free 6. So you can do things like that because you need to use the free 6. The timing on this is very difficult. You don't want to have your last die be on a +1, and both of these rows end on a +1. If your last die is saved for a +1, you won't be able to put it because you won't have the die. You need to put the +1 on your second to last die, so then the +1 becomes your last die. So this is possible, but it's quite the challenge. I recommend people trying this just to see how hard it is. It took me about 20 tries before I was able to get this. This took me 2 or 3 tries. And I'm able to get this quite frequently. So let's go to the game and actually see how it works. So starting off, I always try to get 2 blue on the first turn and 1 green. You're really pushing hard for the green and the blue right away. I'm not scared about taking a blue 7 early. I've seen some strategy guides where they don't want you to take a blue 7 early, but I've also had it at the end of the game where I need to roll blue 7 on the last turn and then don't do it and wish I had taken it earlier. So I'm going to take as much blue as I can to start off. And this is turning out really well. I'm kind of ignoring all the other colors except green. For green, you want to have a hard push. I need 9 greens, and I'm only going to get 1 free one. So I need to place 8 green dice down. For blue, I need 11 blue, but I'm going to get 1, 2, 3 free ones, plus round 4 I'm going to use on blue. So I only need to put 7 blue down. I need to put 8 green down. So you have to push the green pretty hard. Here I'll take the 2. And I can get another blue here. Lovely. The first yellow you should take is always the 6 down the corner. I think I'll take this purple 3, get the purple started. And this, and another rule I have is I always use a +1 if I can get a +1 if it doesn't cost me any points. Meaning I wouldn't use a +1 to put a purple 1 down here or an orange 1 down here. A purple 6 or an orange 6, absolutely. But this doesn't cost me any points. Always spend a +1 to get a +1. And now I need to get that 5. Push that across, which just got made a lot easier with that. The orange 6 is tempting, but I'll for now. Then you always take your free one around 4 in this column, assuming you haven't already filled in that 12. So this is very tempting on the green. Purple, blue is difficult to place right now. So I could get stuck. Orange is obviously very easy to place. Blue is very difficult to place. In fact, I should take a look at this. I'm going to get 1, 2, 3 free blues. I only have 3 blues left. I don't need any blues. So I would have to roll a 4, 5, or 6 on this purple after I use the orange. So that's a bit too risky in my opinion. So I'm just going to reroll. Don't get tempted by that one. I'll put this 1 here. 3s are good. And I'm not happy with that roll, so I'll re-roll that. I'm very happy with that roll. I'll take this 6. And now I've gotten over this. Now I can kind of ignore green for a while. I'm going to get this free green. I really want that free green after I've already filled in these 2 freebies. But this will just be my junk. If I roll a 1 or a green 1 and I have to use it, that's where I'll put it. But other than that, I'm looking pretty good. I think I will snag this orange 4 just because orange is kind of lagging, and I'll take it again. I'm going to take this purple 5 also. Normally that's a horrible play, but all I need is a green 1, and I'll put it here, and then I'll free it up. So. 3. This is a horrible roll. Have any re-rolls to use? There we go. Green 1. And that will unlock purple, so the 5 doesn't that much. And I really do need to advance a little bit more on my doubler. I don't want to have a terrible number on my doubler, so I'll get 5 for it. And looking pretty good there. For yellow, I need 1, 2 more yellow, and I need to place 4 more yellow. So I need a 3, 4, 5, and a 6. I will take this 6 with a +1 so that I don't get stuck. I'll take this green. I wish I hadn't spent that +1 because those are lovely. Last turn, where all the magic happens. Got a couple re-rolls. I'm throwing away way too many dice here if I take that orange 4. Yellow. White 3 is good though, gets a +1. I really need to roll a 3 or a 4 or a 5 here. I got the 3 that I can +1 at the end, but that really needs to be a 4. I can put anything I want in the orange, so I have a safe re-roll. There's a 3. I'll take the 3. And I got lucky with a purple 6. Now I need to roll a 4 in the last turn, so it's really risky, but see what happens. I also need a white or a green to be over a 4. Yeah. So the white's over. I didn't roll the yellow 4, so I won't get it. Oh wait, I will get it. Wasn't even paying attention. No, I'll take this 5, put it here. Take this green 6, put it here. There we go. There's 300. 306, first try. So I hope that was helpful. I kind of got lost there at the end. It's playing too fast. You can see I didn't get 30 in the orange, but I was still able to get enough points to get 300. So that's how you do it. Hope I didn't make it look too easy, but give it a shot, and let me know what you think. Thanks.